Before the world knew his name, he was abandoned at birth. Before his products changed billions of lives, he was fired from his own company. This is not a normal success story. This is the story of rejection, failure, and comeback. If you have ever been told you are not good enough, if you have ever failed, if you have ever lost everything, then do not skip this video, because this story can change the way you see your life. This is the life story of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was born in 1955 in the United States. His biological parents could not raise him, so he was given up for adoption. He was adopted by a simple family. They were not rich. They were not powerful, but they gave him love and freedom. From a young age, Steve Jobs was different. He was curious. He asked too many questions. He did not like rules. He wanted to understand how things worked. At school, Steve was not an outstanding student. He was often bored. Traditional education did not inspire him, but his imagination was always active. Steve Jobs loved electronics. He loved machines. He spent hours watching his father work in the garage. This garage would later become part of history. After school, Steve joined college, but very soon he realized that college was not for him. He felt lost. He felt he was wasting time, so he made a decision that shocked everyone. He dropped out of college. Even after leaving college, Steve never stopped learning. He attended classes that interested him. One of them was calligraphy. At that time, calligraphy looked useless, but years later it became the foundation of beautiful computer fonts, something that changed digital design forever. In 1976, Steve Jobs met his close friend Steve Wozniak. Together they started working on a personal computer. They worked in a small garage with no money, no big team. Only a big dream. That dream became a company called Apple. Steve Jobs believed that computers should be simple, beautiful, and easy to use. He wanted technology to feel human. Apple grew faster than anyone expected. Steve Jobs became famous at a very young age, but success came with pressure. Steve Jobs demanded perfection. He pushed people very hard. He wanted everything to be flawless. This caused conflict inside Apple. In 1985, something unbelievable happened. Steve Jobs was removed from Apple, the company he created, the company he loved. He was broken. He felt rejected. The world thought his career was over, but Steve Jobs did not quit. He started a new company called Next. At the same time, he bought a small animation studio. That studio later became Pixar, created revolutionary animated films, and changed storytelling forever. Years passed. Apple struggled. The company was close to failure. In 1997, Apple made a historic decision. They brought Steve Jobs back. This was one of the greatest comebacks in business history. Steve Jobs returned with a new mindset. He simplified everything. He focused on a few products, but made them perfect. Then the world witnessed a revolution: the iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad. Steve Jobs did not just sell devices. He sold experiences. He believed creativity was more important than technology. He believed people who think differently are the ones who change the world. Steve Jobs once said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." In 2011, Steve Jobs passed away, but his vision never died. Today, his ideas live on. In every Apple product, in every designer, in every dreamer. Steve Jobs proved one powerful truth: failure is not the end. It is the beginning of something greater. If you believe in your vision, if you follow your passion, you can change the world. This was not just the story of Steve Jobs. This is the story of believing in yourself.